Hello and welcome. My name is Faye, and today you are here for your full body 60-minute stretch and breathe class. If you're new here, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing today. Or if you're a returning subscriber, please share. I would love to know and just check in with how you're doing, how you're feeling today. And for today's class, I always like to offer suggestions with props. So if you have them, I would encourage you to have a blanket. And if you don't have a blanket, you could use a pillow or a couple of thicker towels would be a really great option. And then a set of 2 blocks. But if you don't have blocks or the towel or blanket, you're totally fine. You can still do this practice. If you don't have blocks, you could substitute a set of heavier books or something along those lines. For today's practice, we will keep things pretty gentle, but it is challenging in that we will hold some of these shapes for a little bit longer. So I always encourage you to listen to your body and do what feels right. So if I offer something that doesn't feel right, you're totally welcome to skip it. Or if there's something that I don't offer that you really enjoy, I encourage you to totally do that as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm just gonna put my 2 blocks at the top of my mat. This is probably where they'll be most useful. And the blanket to the side. So for child's pose, you want to come to hands and knees, and then separate your knees just slightly wider than your hips. Bring your big toes together, and then send your hips back towards your heels. Your arms can walk out long here, or you could stack one hand on top of the other and relax your forehead down. Or if you have a block, you could place your forehead on the block if the ground feels far. Or if it feels nice and you like a little bit more shoulder relaxation, you could bring your arms back behind your body, palms face up. And I'll also offer the suggestion too, if your child's pose, you're way up here, your hips are up really high, to take your pillow or your blanket or block and place it right here on the back of your legs to make it a little bit more supportive. And my blanket's a little smaller for this, but you could take a couple there, or you could even take your block here if that would feel better, and have your hips just be a little bit more supported. Wherever you are, choose the option that works for you. Allow yourself to shift or wiggle from side to side, just so that you can get comfortable in the shape that you choose to be in. And then let's take one breath in community together. All the air from your lungs. And we'll take a nice slow deep breath in through your nose. Your mouth. Let's do that again one more time. Nice deep breath in, fill all the way up. And exhale, let it go. Continue to breathe in and out. And if it feels good, try to keep it in through your nose and out through your nose this time. Become aware of what it feels like as you breathe, front to back and side to side. What areas your body comes into contact with the ground. Do you feel balanced between your right and left side? Gently begin to scan your body for any tension or tightness. And if or when you come across something that feels a little tense, that feels a little tight, you can invite in a little softness, a little ease. If you'd like to set an intention for your practice today, I encourage you to do so now. An intention can be a word or a short phrase of a quality or mindset you'd like to embody. Perhaps you'd like to practice simply being present, or perhaps something along the lines of self-compassion, kindness, resilience, balance, stability. Whatever it is, breathe in your intention and breathe it out. Two more slow, steady breath in. Exhale completely. Your hands are underneath your head or on top of a block. If your head's on top of a block, go ahead and remove it out to the side. Extend your arms out long towards the top. Take a nice little stretch with your fingers. Exhale, press your hips down. And then inhale, slowly rock forward onto your hands and knees into tabletop shape. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips here. You're always welcome to walk your wrists a little bit further out from your shoulders if you have any sensitivity in your wrists. And of course, if you have any sensitivity in your knees, you're welcome to roll over your mat for a little more cushion for your knees here, or you could take your blanket or pillow and place it underneath your knees. Tuck your toes and stretch through the bottoms of your feet. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze for your cow. Exhale, release your feet flat to the mat. Press into your hands, round through your back. Tuck your chin to your chest for your cat. Inhale, scoop your heart forward. Lift through your chest for your cow. And then exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round through your back for your cat. One more time together. Inhale, tuck your toes, drop your belly, look forward. Exhale, release your feet, straighten your arms, round through your back. Create space between your shoulder blades. Find a couple more rounds of this cow and cat. Move at your own pace. And if you'd like, you're welcome to hold one cow or hold a cat if that would feel better for your body today. And at any point, if there's any type of organic movement that you'd like to add, perhaps you want to rock your hips from side to side, or sit your hips back to your heels, or perhaps you want to start to make circles with your body in one direction. Whatever you do, I encourage you to maybe close your eyes and just tune in to what feels good into your back body and your spine. Doesn't have to look any particular way. If you're doing one thing on one side, you may want to do it on the other side, or maybe not. Our bodies aren't perfectly symmetrical, so maybe there's a little more tightness in one side that you'd like to stretch out or move. And whenever you feel ready, return back to stillness. Inhale, walk your hands back to your knees, tuck your toes. If this feels okay on your toes, you're gonna balance here on your toes and stretch out through your toes and your feet. And then go ahead and make a fist with your hands and just start to roll your wrists around in circles. And then when you feel ready, return back onto all hands and knees. And inhale, extend your right leg long back behind you. Lift your foot up off of the ground, toes point down. Keep your foot really active. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like, you can extend your left arm forward for your spinal balance. Take a nice slow and steady breath in, and exhale, let it go. You're welcome to stay here, or you can take a breath in, and then exhale, bend your elbow and your knee to touch. Round through your back. Think cat. Inhale, reach out long, extend everything. And then exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to reach. And exhale, lower your hand down and lower your right foot down to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into your hands. And then exhale, press back into the ball of your back foot. Draw your heel towards the ground. Stretch through the back of your leg. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, press back. Inhale, lift your foot up off the ground, and exhale, cross it over to your left. Take a breath in, and then exhale, start to peek over your shoulder, your left shoulder. Inhale, return your gaze back to center, and then exhale, peek again over your left shoulder. Perhaps your gaze comes towards your foot. Press your hips over to the right. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, look center. And then exhale, unwind, return your knee underneath your hip. Inhale, tuck your toes, drop your belly, lift your gaze for your cow. Exhale, release your feet, tuck your chin to your chest, down for your. Inhale, back to neutral spine. Exhale, press your hands down into the mat. Make sure your hands are spread wide. Your fingers are spread wide, and you're pressing into all 10 finger pads. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you. Lift your leg up off of the ground, toes point down. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to add a little bit more, extend your right arm long in front of you. Thumb points up towards the ceiling. This is your spinal balance. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Really press into your hand, lift up and out of your shoulder. Your gaze is at the top of your mat. Try to keep everything in one line. So notice if your leg's trying to go up really high. See if you can keep your leg around hip height. Notice if your gaze is trying to drop down towards your abdomen. Extend it up towards the front of your mat so you have this nice long line of energy. You're welcome to continue to hold here, or inhale, reach a little bit more, and then exhale, bend your elbow and your knee as you draw them in to kiss. Inhale, reach, and exhale, bend your elbow and your knee to touch. 2 more times. Inhale, extend out long. Exhale, elbow and knee touch. 1 more time. Inhale, reach, and exhale, elbow and knee to touch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lower your hand down. Lower your foot down. Inhale, shift the weight into your hands. And then exhale, press your heel back towards the ground. Inhale, shift again. Forward. And shift back. Feel the stretch through the back of your leg. Inhale, shift the weight back into your hands. And exhale, pick up your foot and cross it over to your right. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. And then exhale, start to peek over your right shoulder. Inhale, return your gaze back to center. And then exhale, peek again over your right shoulder. Perhaps you catch a glimpse of your foot. See if you can press your hips to the left. Take a nice, slow, steady breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring your gaze back to your front. And exhale, return your knee underneath your hips. Excellent. Inhale, drop your belly, tuck your toes, lift your gaze. Exhale, release your feet, and tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. Bring your big toes to kiss and send your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. Notice if this shape feels different than when we started, or does it feel the same? If it feels good, you might want to rock your forehead from side to side on the ground, or if you have a block or blanket underneath your head, give your forehead a little massage. Inhale up onto your fingertips. So tense your fingertips like you're holding half a grapefruit. Your head can lift gently off the ground. And then exhale, walk your fingers over to the right. See if you can press your hips down to the mat. Feel the stretch in your left side body. Inhale, return back to center. And exhale, crawl your fingertips over left this time. Press your hips towards your heels. Feel the stretch through your right side body. Inhale, return back to center. And exhale, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your knees up off the ground. And exhale, start to straighten your legs, send your hips back towards your heels. In this upside down V shape, allow your knees to bend generously. Continue to press through all 10 finger pads. If it feels nice, you may want to pedal out your feet, so bend one knee and straighten out the opposite leg. And switch. Switch again. And this time, inhale up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees generously and really press into your hands like you're trying to push your mat forward. Allow your belly to come back toward your thighs. See if you can lift your tailbone a little bit higher. And then exhale, slowly descend your heels down towards the ground. Let's try that again one more time. Inhale up onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees generously and send your belly towards your thighs. Lift up through your tailbone. Lift your low back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, slowly descend your heels down towards the ground. Excellent. Inhale, look to your hands. And exhale, walk your feet forward. If you have blocks, find them underneath your hands in front of your space. Feet are hip width distance or wherever most comfortable. Inhale, push into your blocks, halfway lift, find length through your spine. If you don't have blocks, you can bring your hands onto your shins. Exhale, bend your knees generously and fold forward over your legs. Allow the crown of your head to hang heavy. Gaze is in between your legs. Inhale, hands to blocks, halfway lift or hands on your shins. Crown of the head reaches forward, your tailbone shoots back. Draw your shoulders from your ears. Exhale, bend your knees and fold forward over your legs. This time, inhale, push into your feet like you're about to lift something heavy. Slide your hands up your legs all the way to stand. Head comes up last. When you arrive, exhale, roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Excellent. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Keep a nice soft bend in your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, find length through your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push into your feet. This time, rise all the way to stand. Reach your arms up to the sky, look up. And then exhale, draw your hands through heart center. Excellent. Separate your feet to make sure that they're hip width distance or maybe just a little bit wider than your hips. Inhale, reach your hands to the sky. Exhale, use your right hand to reach for your left and start to bend over to your right. Press evenly into both feet. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. And exhale, switch your grip and bend to your left this time. Press evenly into both feet. Inhale, reach through your side body. And then exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to rise, all the way up to stand. And exhale, draw your hands through heart center. Excellent. Separate your feet a little bit more wider, a little wider than your hips now. Your toes are out, your heels are in. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. 5-pointed star. Feel expansive through your chest. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. And then exhale, cactus your arms, open up through your chest, squeeze your elbows back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach, and this time exhale, bend your elbows. Your palms are face forward. And then exhale, bend your knees, sink down into your goddess squat. Press your knees out to the side. Notice if there's a leaning forward in your goddess squat. See if you can stack your shoulders right over your hips. Inhale, reach 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink down into your goddess squat. Draw your shoulders from your ears. Inhale, reach to the sky. And exhale, sink down into your goddess squat. You can release your hands down to your inner thighs if you'd like. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink down into your goddess squat. Release your hands to your inner thighs. This time, if you'd like, you can start to float one heel up off of the ground. And hold it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand, 5-pointed star. Exhale, sink down, goddess squat. Release your hands to your inner thighs. And again, if you lifted your one heel, go ahead and lift the opposite heel up off of the ground. And you're here for a 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower your heel down. Inhale, rise up, 5-pointed star. Excellent. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release your hands to your hips. Bring your toes to face forward. Big toes may even come slightly in and heel slightly out. Depends on if that feels okay in your hips. Bring your hands to the horizon. Inhale, lift up through your chest. And then exhale, interlace your hands behind your back. And either hold on to your hands or take hold of your shirt and draw your knuckles down to the ground. Lift up through your chest. Soft bend your knees. Exhale, start to fold forward over your legs. Hands can stay here on your low back, or they can go up and over. Or at any point, you could release them down to the ground or on a block. Your gaze goes in between your legs, and your head hangs heavy like a bowling ball. This is your wide-legged forward fold. You could have your hands on the ground, or maybe it would be nice, fun to take your peace fingers around your big toes, or around your ankles or your feet. Or perhaps you even want to play with drawing your palms face down and walking them back between your legs as far as possible. Notice wherever you are, if you can inhale, find some length, and then exhale, see if you can lower your crown of your head a little bit lower to the ground as your tailbone lifts a little bit higher. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. If your hands are behind your back, go ahead and lower them down to the ground. Inhale, push into your fingertips, lift up halfway. Nice long spine. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift your head. And exhale, start to bend into your right knee. Allow your right toes to turn out so that your right knee goes towards your right toes, and start to straighten your left leg. You may stay here, or you might want to lift your left heel up and have your toes point towards the sky for your Skandasana side lunge. Take a couple of rounds of breath. Your hands can be here on the ground, heart center. Maybe you even want to take a bind and wrap your right arm around and reach your left hand back behind you here. Do what feels right. Take one more breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring your hands back down in front of you and start to straighten both legs. Inhale, push into your fingertips, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, this time bend into your left knee. Allow your left toes to turn out as you draw your left knee over your toes. And you're welcome to stay here. You could also be up higher too if this would feel better for you. Or you could go down to the ground and lift your right toes up towards the sky, and your right heel digs into the mat for your side lunge on this side. Notice if one side feels different than the other. Can you send your breath to those areas that feel a little tense, feel a little tight, and see if you can invite in a little softness, a little ease. Release any holding in your face, your jaw. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. Inhale, bring your hands to the ground. And then exhale, start to straighten your legs and your hips back up towards the sky. Wide-legged forward fold. Notice if you feel a little bit lower to the ground, perhaps the crown of the head closer towards the ground or is on the ground. Deep breath wherever. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips and rise up with a flat back. And then exhale, heel toe your feet together or jump your feet together. And we will reset. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, plant your hands. And lower your knees down to the ground. Knees are underneath your hips. Walk your hands about one handprint forward. Inhale, shift your weight forward into your hands. Shoulders may even come past your wrists. Elbow creases are pointed towards the front of the room. Take a breath in. Reach the crown of the head long to the top of your mat. And then exhale, bend your elbows. Keep your elbows close to your body as you lower all the way onto your tummy. Ground down through the tops of your feet, so really press your toenails into the mat. Your hands stay underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head and your chest up off of the mat. There's really little weight in your hands. This is your baby cobra. Exhale, relax your forehead back down to the mat. You're welcome to repeat that again, or slide your knuckles back. Inhale, draw your elbows in and press into your hands. Lift all the way up to your cobra, or lift your knees up off of the ground for upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Excellent. Take a round of breath here in through your nose. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach your right leg up to the sky, toes point down. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Hug it in. Inhale, reach to the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Your right foot comes closer toward your right hand to make a little bit more space for your hips. This helps you find more stability. All 10 toes face the front. Your back heel is lifted. Come up onto your fingertips like you're holding half a grapefruit. And when you feel stable and balanced, really press through your front foot and your back ball of foot to rise all the way up to your high lunge. Hands can be here in front, heart center, or all the way up by your ears. Exhale, soften your back knee. Take a breath in. And exhale, can you sink a little bit lower? Make sure your knee is right over your ankle. If it's really far forward, see if you can walk your toes forward if you need to. Pivot your left foot down to the ground about 45 degrees or parallel to the short edge of your mat. Arms come out to a T and your gaze is over your middle finger over your right hand. Make sure you're actively pressing to the outside edge of your back foot. This will help to engage your legs. Press your knee over to the pinky toe side edge of your foot. Inhale, shrug your shoulders to your ears. And then exhale, relax and soften. Imagine your inner thighs are pulling your mat apart. So keep your legs really active. Your shoulders stay stacked right over your hips. Ears right over your shoulders. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Flip your right hand and reach to the back of the room, back behind you. Left hand can come down the back of your leg or take a bind behind your low back. Just rest it along your low back. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling, somewhere in the middle, or maybe down at your back foot. This is your sky archer. Breathe into this side body stretch. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Back heel lifts. Your right hand plants. Inhale, sweep, or your left hand plants. Inhale, sweep your right hand to the sky for a twist. And then exhale, lower your hand back down. Inhale, step back to plank, top of a push-up. Option to lower your knees here. Shift forward, and then exhale, bend your elbows, keep them close to your body. Lower all the way down to the ground. Take your version of cobra, baby cobra, full cobra, or upward facing dog. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Or you're welcome to skip that and meet us back in down dog. Excellent. Take a nice slow, steady breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, sweep your left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up, three-legged dog, toes point down. Exhale, step your left foot forward, closer to your left hand. You may want to separate your hips a little bit wider so you have more space for your hips, or separate your legs a little bit wider. Come up onto your fingertips like you're holding half a grapefruit. Remember, all 10 toes face forward, your back heel is lifted. Really press through your front foot and the back foot to inhale. Press yourself all the way up to high lunge. Exhale, soften your back knee. Sink a little bit lower. Notice where your shoulders are. Are they really high up? Can you relax them from your ears? There's no need to force them down. Just allow them to gently relax here. Squeeze your inner thighs together to help engage and activate your legs. Notice if you're wobbly here, maybe you need to walk your foot out to the side to create a little more stability. Take a breath in. Exhale, can you sink a little lower? You've got it. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, pivot your right foot down, either 45 degrees or parallel to the short edge of your mat. Your arms open out to a T. Your knee is right over your ankle or a little bit further back behind it. You're welcome to keep your stance wider, or again, you can draw your front heel towards your back arch or in alignment with your back heel. So heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Inhale, shrug your shoulders to your ears. And then exhale, relax and soften. Gaze goes over your middle finger. Continue to keep your legs really active here. Right, so we're pressing into the back edge of our right foot and into the big ball mound of your front foot. See if you can draw your legs apart like you're going to rip your yoga mat in half. Keep your legs really active. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Flip your left hand, palm towards the sky, and reach to the back of the room, back behind you. And your right hand can go down the back of your right leg, or just rest back on your low back here. And see if you can press your hips forward. Feel the stretch in your side body. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, back heel lifts. Right hand plants. Inhale, sweep your left hand to the sky. Exhale, lower your hand back down. And then step your left foot back behind you. Option again, knees can be all the way on the ground or lifted. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, keep them close to the body, lower all the way down. Inhale to your version of cobra. And then exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. We're going to do that 2 more times, breath to movement this time. You're welcome to go at your own pace, and of course you're always welcome to skip those chaturanga flows that we do. Instead, you could do a cat-cow, or you can meet us right back in downward facing dog. We'll move a little bit faster, and we won't hold those as long. So inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up, 3 legs. Exhale, step your foot forward. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, pivot your back foot down, open up, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your right arm to the sky and back behind you. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Left hand plants, inhale, right hand lifts. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, step back to your version of plank or skip it. Inhale, shift forward, exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Excellent, we'll do that one more time on the left side and then one more time each side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach up, three-legged dog. And then exhale, step your foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, rise for high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Right hand plants, inhale, left hand lifts to the sky. Exhale, lower your hand down. Inhale, step back to your version of plank. Lower down. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more time each side, you got it. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, step your foot forward. Inhale, reach up, high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Left hand plants, inhale, right hand lifts to the sky. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, step back to plank and find your chaturanga flow. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Guys, one more time. Inhale, left leg lifts to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot forward in between your hands. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, sky archer. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Right hand plants, inhale, left hand lifts to the sky. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, step back, find your chaturanga flow. Or skip it. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. When you arrive, take a couple rounds of breath here. Notice how you feel in your body. Inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, walk your feet forward. Inhale, draw your hands up to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slide your hands all the way up to your legs, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. Excellent. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And make sure your legs are hip-width distance apart. Exhale, cactus your arms. Draw your shoulders from your ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. If it feels nice here, you may want to reach for opposite elbows. And find a little sway from side to side. This is your ragdoll. You can gently nod your head no. And gently shake your head yes. Relax and soften through your face, your jaw. And when you feel ready, release your hands down to the ground. Inhale, draw your hands up to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Press into your right hand this time, bend your right knee. Inhale, sweep your left hand to the sky and bring it to your hip to open up or extend your arm to the sky. Little IT band stretch. Take a breath in and then exhale. Release your hand back down to the mat. This time, ground down through your left fingertips. Bend into your left knee. Inhale, sweep your right arm to your right hip, or extend your right hand to the sky. See if you can stack your shoulders, one on top of the other. Spine open. Take a nice breath in. And then exhale, lower your hand back down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands down onto your mat and lower one knee at a time to the ground. And make your way all the way onto your bottom. Excellent. We made it to the ground version now. All right, inhale, extend your legs long. Give your legs just a little shake, a little wiggle. And then return back to stillness. And draw your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, lower your knee out to the side. You're welcome to have a block or blanket underneath your knee here for a little bit more support. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket to help elevate your hips, that can also be a little more supportive and helps support your pelvis for the fold that we're about to do. Inhale, lift up through your chest, lift your arms to the sky. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Notice how far you can go with a flat back. If there's any tension in the back of your left leg, you can always take a little soft bend in your extended leg here. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, allow yourself to round and fold over your extended leg. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Invite softness into your face, into your jaw. Relax your shoulders. If you have props available, you could always take your blocks alongside your leg here for a little bit more support for your forearms. Or if you'd like, again, a little bit more sensation, you can take your block on the bottom of your foot and reach around and hold on to your block as you draw your heart closer to your legs. Choose the option that works for you. We're here for about 3 more nice, slow, and steady breaths. On your next breath in, rise very slowly and gently all the way up, right. And then move any props that you have out to the side. Bring your right hand back behind you. We're gonna roll over onto our right shin and our left foot. So inhale, lift your hips towards the sky, lift your hips up, and then sweep your left arm back behind you for your stargazer. Stretch through your left hip. Take one more breath in. And then exhale with control, lower your hips back down to the mat. Excellent. Inhale, pick up your right leg. And then exhale, extend it out long. Give your legs a little shake, a little wiggle. Inhale, pick up your left knee, draw it in, close toward your chest. Give it a hug, a squeeze, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, allow your knee to come out to the side. Again, you're welcome to have a prop here underneath the knee if that would feel good. Keep your right foot flexed and active. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, hinge forward from your hips. You could imagine you have a name tag on your shirt. And so me in the front of the room should be able to see your name tag. So you want to keep your chest lifted, your spine nice and flat. Take a nice slow and steady breath in. And exhale completely. See if you can go a little bit lower. Take one more breath in. And exhale, allow your heart to melt toward your thigh, your back can round. As you start to fold forward over your extended leg. Continue to keep your right leg active, so your toes flex back towards your face. And again, you can always use your props here. If you have a pillow, you could also place that across your lap for a little bit more support. Notice if one side is different than the other. Notice if there's any holding or gripping in your face or jaw. See if you can invite in a little softness, a little ease. Take one more slow and steady breath in. And exhale, let it go. Inhale very slowly, start to press yourself upright. Exhale, move any props out of your way if you have them. This time you're going to bring your left hand back behind you out to the side. You're going to roll over onto your left shin and your right foot. And so notice if your foot's really close to your leg, it may feel better if it's out a little bit further out to the side. So go ahead and put your left hand onto the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, roll over onto your left shin, your right foot, and start to reach your right hand back behind you for your sky archer. Stretch through your right hip. Take a nice slow and even breath in. And exhale, let it go. Take one more slow and steady breath in this time. And then exhale, lower your hips down with control, back down to the mat. Pick up your left knee and extend it out long. Give your legs a little shake, a little wiggle. And then bend both knees, reach around for underneath your knees and bring the soles of your feet together. Keep a diamond shape, so draw your heels further away from your body. If you have props here, blankets, pillows, or blocks underneath the knees is a great option. Hold anywhere along your legs, sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, start to fold forward over your legs. With the diamond shape and your heels further away from your body, you're stretching more into your outer hips and outer glutes. If you draw your heels closer in towards your body, you're going to stretch more of your inner groin and inner thigh. See if you can relax your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your back body. Allow yourself to hang out here for a little bit. If this feels really easy for you, you could always walk your hands out further and have your elbows bend on the outsides of your ankles and draw your heart closer down. Or you may even play with bringing your arms underneath your two legs, palms face down, and draw your heart closer towards your feet. And of course, you're welcome to always stay up higher, and you could put a blanket or pillow across your lap for a little bit more support and cushion. Take a couple more rounds of breath. On your next inhale, very slowly start to push yourself upright. And when you arrive, exhale, bring your hands to your knees, lift up your knees, and go ahead and bring them over to the side. And scoot yourself up to the front of your space so that you have enough space to lie down. Allow your knees to bend. You're welcome to inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, slowly round and roll yourself all the way down onto your back, or you could hold onto your legs here, or at any point you can bring your hands down to the ground and make yourself all the way onto your back. And when you arrive, take a nice full body stretch. Reach your arms either to the sky or overhead. And then exhale, draw one knee into the chest and then the other. Find a little rock from side to side, massage out your low back. And then return back to stillness. Plant your feet right underneath your knees. So if you reach down your heels, you may be able to touch your heels. Your feet are hip-width distance apart. So press down through your hands, palms face down. Inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up off of the ground for your bridge. And then exhale, lower your hips back down to the ground. So you're welcome to keep your hands, palms face down right next to you. Or if you'd like to make some robot arms, you would bend your elbows and press the backs of your elbows into the mat, and then your fingers are facing each other. Or if you'd like more for your shoulders, you could crawl your hands underneath your low back and interlace your hands if that would feel good. Choose the option that works for you. Really press into your backs of your forearms or into your hands. And inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up off of the ground. And then if you have your hands behind your back, you may want to even crawl your upper shoulders underneath your back. See if you can draw your chin away from your chest. Squeeze your inner thighs together, squeeze your glutes. Continue to press through your feet. Take one more slow and steady breath wherever you are. And exhale, release your hands if they're interlaced behind your back, and lower your hips slowly back down to the ground. Excellent. Inhale, lift one knee up towards the ceiling and then the other. Exhale, hold onto your knees, draw your knees into your chest, and your knees are outside your rib cage. Flex your feet. Inhale, lift the bottoms of your feet up towards the ceiling and hold on to the backs of your legs, your ankles, peace fingers around your big toes for your happy baby. Choose the hand variation that feels good for you today. Inhale, see if you can press your low back into the mat. Exhale, tuck your chin slightly towards your chest and stretch through the back of your neck. Inhale, press your knees down towards your underarms. And exhale, find a little movement from side to side if that feels good. If you'd like, you could play with straightening one leg and bending the opposite and switching. Or perhaps you want to straighten both legs at the same time. Choose the option that works for you today. And when you feel evened out on both sides, release your hands from your legs or your feet and draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, rock from side to side. And then plant your feet, keep your knees bent. Walk your feet out to the sides of your mat, so much wider than your hips. Allow your knees to cave in for your constructive rest. Take one slow breath in. And then exhale, allow your knees to drop to the right. If you have any props in your way, you may want to move them. You're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to add a little bit more hip flexor, you could flex your right foot and place your right foot on top of your left knee and draw your knee a little bit closer down to the ground. Or you can always leave it on the ground, leave your right foot on the ground. If your right foot is on top of your left knee, go ahead and lower it back down. Inhale, turn your knees back to center. And then exhale, lower your knees over to the left this time. And again, same option. Flex your left foot and place your left foot on top of your right knee. And draw your knee down towards the ground. If your knee is on top of your foot, you can go ahead and remove it back down. Plant your foot. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And then if it feels nice, you can just windshield wiper your knees from side to side here. And then when you feel ready, extend one leg out long and the other out long as well to the corners of your mat to allow your toes to relax down on the sides, the pinky toe side edge of your foot. Your hands can come alongside your body, palms face up. Or perhaps you'd like to make a cactus shape with your arms overhead, or make more of a diamond shape with reaching your arms overhead. Or perhaps there's a more comfortable shape you'd like to take for your Shavasana. Perhaps you'd like to roll over onto your side or your belly. Wherever you choose to be, allow yourself to be really relaxed and comfortable here. So shift, wiggle, do what you need to do to get most comfortable in your place that you chose to be in. This little short Shavasana helps your body to absorb all the work that you put into your practice. Allow your eyes to soften down or fully close. See if you can invite softness to the space between your eyebrows. Relax your eyelids. Relax your cheeks, your jaw. Allow your back molars to separate. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Allow the back of your head, shoulders, all the way to your fingertips. Feel relaxed, feel supported. Allow your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back to relax and soften. Allow your hips to relax. Your upper legs to feel supported. Your lower legs, your calves. All the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Invite in a little softness, a little relaxation. If your mind begins to wander away to something in the future or something that's already happened, see if you can reconnect to the present moment. Reconnect to the feeling of being supported by the ground. Reconnect to the feeling of your breath as it flows in and out. Stay here for several more rounds of breath for your Shavasana. Gently begin to deepen your inhales. And lengthen your exhales. Invite in a little gentle movement into your fingers and your toes. If it feels nice, you may want to gently rock your head from side to side. Go ahead and bend your knees and plant your feet. Sweep your right arm back behind you and roll over onto your right side. You can bend your right arm to allow your bicep and your forearm to support your head. Continue to keep your gaze soft. Take just a moment to notice how you feel. Is it the same? Is it different? There's no wrong answer. You're just checking in with yourself. And when you feel ready, very slowly start to push yourself up. And join me in a seated shape of your choice. And if it calls to you, inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, draw your hands through heart center. Take a slight bow of your chin to your chest. Acknowledge all the effort, all the work that you put into your practice today, knowing that it was enough and that you are always enough. Thank you so much for sharing your practice, your time, your energy with me. The love light in me bows so light in each of you, and I'll greet you with namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy with me today. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback for me, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, definitely leave a comment below so I know to continue to share these practices with you. And of course, if you have any suggestions, feedback, or you would like to see different styles of classes or different durations, you can go ahead and share that down in the comments as well. I'm here to serve and support you, so please let me know how I can support you. Thanks so much for taking the time to practice, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.